Restaurant has always been like theater to me. Everything, the culture of the theater is applied to the restaurant. Every night is a performance. It will have leading man, it will have costumes, it will have backstage, front stage. You never bore the audience. All these details, all those billions of details, they filter into each other, they complement each other, become very powerful. Well, let's start from the beginning. I was born into a family of theater. When I was 12 years old, I went to London alone. From there, I was cut off from my culture, my country, everything that I'm familiar with. So there's the internal desire for me to reconnect. And restaurant was a vehicle.
When Mr. Chow began, there were no fine dining Chinese restaurants. There was almost a competition to be who was the cheapest. So my father felt kind of insulted personally, culturally, by the fact that his people were so maligned and regarded so poorly that he wanted to make sure that they were represented in the way that he felt was correct.
He started this 50 years ago when there was nobody else around doing this in that way. He thought that if he adapted the Chinese restaurant culture to the Western restaurant culture a little bit more, that he would be more successful over time. And I do believe that time proved him right.
My vision is to communicate from one culture to another, from one people to another. I think Las Vegas came a long way in the last 30 years, and in particular, the last 5 years.
I mean, Caesar's Palace is the biggest name of a hotel that has been on the Strip the longest. You couldn't find a better fit for Mr. Chow in Las Vegas than at Caesar's Palace.
Every Mr. Chow is trying to accomplish one thing in general, which is to entertain. With Las Vegas, the city itself is very entertaining and engaging. So what can you have that when you come into a restaurant like Mr. Chow that is unique?
You can tell that there's been a lot of time and effort dedicated to not only just the food, but the entertainment side of the restaurant.
The ceiling might be moving around and shifting. There might be someone pulling noodles in the corner. There's a lot of show going on. There's a lot more going on than just dinner.
There is a distinct shift that happens when you enter into the Mr. Chow in Caesar's Palace.
You're in a casino, and then you go up this elevator, and you're on a different level, and then you come into this restaurant that has kind of a minimalist vibe to it.
You have a high ceiling, lots of light and whites.
And you're greeted with champagne. There's a champagne cart.
There's a theatrical release that happens when you come into the room.
You can do Peking duck, and they're gonna cut it up for you. You can watch a chef do the noodles right there at the table. So once again, you've got another element where you got this like personal connection with the chef.
Mr. Chow is an icon of the restaurant world and has been elevating Chinese cuisine for decades. It's not Chinese food like you've had anywhere else. It's very precise. It's the flavors that you expect, amped up and presented in a much more beautiful way.
It's the city itself and the people that work there that make it unique, along with the space.
I'm very happy to experience how Chinese culture have come up, and in particular, even Chinese cuisine. I feel very humbled that I'll be able to make Chinese cuisine onto the world stage through the restaurant musical culture.